All right, cool. Welcome everybody. Today we've got the two times Halo Australia Pro League Halo 5 champions A1. It's been a mission getting these guys on to talk to them, so I'm excited to kind of get their thoughts and run through and have a bit of a chat with them. So you guys have seen this all done before. If you want to go through, I think BZIIRK, your face is the biggest on my screen. So just give me a little bit of a rundown, who you are, what you're about.
Go Wally Gamer Tag BZIIRK. I've been competing for about 3-4 years since the release of Halo 5. Been playing Halo since Halo 1, but never really competed till Halo 5. My dream job is to make a career out of Halo, so yeah, I'm going pretty hard right now, so I'm trying to get prepared for Infinite. Yeah, I want to make this my career, and yeah, that's pretty much, that's me.
Sick, man. Who wants to go next? Alex, I can see you.
Oh, fuck. My name's Alex. I play under the GT of Barcode AK, or just Barcode for short. I've been competing for the past 3 years, since 2017 actually. And basically just want to prove a lot of people wrong and just win.
Yeah, well, you guys are doing a good amount of that at the moment, so that's a good start. Madzy, run us through yourself.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? My name's Madzy Stone, and I've been competing since H4, but took Halo 5 real serious, and yeah, just been grinding ever since then. And it'd be good to.
You didn't do Halo 3. You weren't competitive in Halo 3.
No, I have XBL since Reach, but yeah, I competed in started in H4. So just been grinding ever since then.
Awesome.
And it would be nice to put ANZ on the map.
Yeah, sick. And I think slowly we'll do that because there's so much talent in the region, and we're all funny and we're all fun. Like, there's some nerds out there in Halo, so it's good for there to be some real people in it. Yeah, can you give us a run through yourself, man?
Who's going next, mate?
Go,
Hey guys, it's Angus. My game tag is Slayz. I think I've been competing now for I think it's 6 years, because I went to the LAN in H2A. Actually, won in Halo 4. But I've only been seriously competing for the last, since the release of Halo 5. So, and yeah, been looking to do big things with the boys in Infinite.
And Keegan, can you hear me? If you want to give us a rundown on yourself as well.
What's up? My name is Vampt. I've been competing since 2016. Didn't really take it too serious, but since 2018, I've been hoping to get on better teams and get better, and hopefully Infinite, I can go to America. That's my goal so far. So, yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Well, like I said earlier, you guys have been doing an awesome job of winning and putting yourselves out there as well. Keegan, you've been a highlight for a lot of people coming into the comp as well, because you've obviously been filling while the boys are at work and doing whatever else they got to do in between it. So it's nice to have you in the call as well and get your view on stuff. So I guess what did you guys think of the both comps 1 and 2? How did you guys feel like they went?
Well,
I played I played the first one until I had to go to work, and yeah, it was really smooth. Like, we got straight into our series. The scores were getting reported straight away. Yeah, it was just running real smooth. It was good. But it was a shame I had to go to work, which sucks. But
definitely the smoothest comps have been since I've been competing. Like, you guys are doing a really good job, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't take credit from that. The boys at Halo Australia have just been doing an awesome job. They've been putting in a lot of work behind the scenes on improving the software and updating things online for themselves, and just trying to make sure that the experience for everybody from signing up to playing is going to be smoother and smoother every competition that we have. So big shout out to those guys, because they put in the hours, and they're not making too much money out of it either. So it's a passion project for everybody that's involved, which is I think sometimes the best way to go about it. But out of both the comps that you guys have done now, have there been any standout games for you guys that you kind of you automatically go to when you think about highlights?
For me, it was the first tournament. We were versing Immunity, or whatever their name is, and we 100'd them on Strongholds Plaza. It felt really easy.
Oh boy, that was the 2.
Oh, fuck. I don't know, honestly, still feels the same, like, against those guys. But highlights, I don't know, it's pretty much the same. Like, you beat everyone else pretty easily. And then you got Snaky's team that's pretty, like, decent, so you got to try against them. And then you've got Benno's team that's a little bit better than those guys. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing every comp, to be honest. Like, last 3 years, it's been the same.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, we've got 3 good teams, and it's like the rest just need a lot of work to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I know we've kind of talked about it a little bit here and there, but I'd like to get each of your kind of opinion. If you were in not this team, but one of those other teams, maybe not even like Junior's team, Vano's team, maybe from Snaky's team down, and you wanted to kind of start up in your game so you could be more competitive and kind of be that 4th team or the 3rd team in there that's like really pushing everybody else, what would you guys give advice? Like, how would you kind of encourage them to go about it so that, you know, coming into Infinite, they can be a little bit further ahead than they are now?
Stick with a squad. Stick with.
Yeah, 100%. If you see the potential in your like teammates, so like the three teams that are set like now, they're pretty much set for next game, in my opinion. Like the 3 teams right now, you're gonna see those players in the top 4, guaranteed in Infinite, like 100%, no matter who comes back. So if I was one of those guys outside of the top 3, I would get 3 players around me that want to win and that want to improve and that aren't sooks. Like people that just want to jump on every day, just grind and get better and just improve every day. Like that's the only advice I can give. Like I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people in our community just give up. So I would put myself around 3 players that just want to get better, and you could definitely see yourself in the top 4 next game.
Yeah, awesome. Madzy, what do you reckon? Anything else to add to that?
I reckon just working on yourself, like especially individual skill and just, you know, theatering your own gameplay. Just self-improvement is so important, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. Slayz, have you got anything you want to add to that as well?
Just like add on Madzy is, yeah, if you can improve your own gameplay, it's going to help everyone, no matter who you're teaming with, a lot. So you can go a long way just bettering yourself as a player.
Yeah. What's the main things to focus on as an individual player to improve?
Shoot.
I'd say, besides
basic
like
fundamentals of Halo.
Basic fundamentals, so yeah, positioning, just
Moving.
like literally just like watching over teammates, just like the basic stuff, and then get good at that stuff, and then you can start working on more advanced stuff with your team, sort of thing.
A lot of people like to skip all the basic shit and then try to like confuse themselves with the more complicated stuff. I've seen that happen so many times. It's like
a good example is Ty Smith. I feel like he overanalyzes everything. And I actually spoke to Seduce about this a while ago. Like people just this comes back to the individual skill. Like if you just focus on improving yourself, then you worry about that after. You know, you're skipping a step. You know. Yeah,
people skip way too many steps in ANZ and they confuse themselves, and then in game they look clueless, and it's just like, well, you know all this stuff, but you're not showing it in game. It's like, bro, like, just do all the simple stuff and you'll be fine. Like,
focus on the main thing. Like, if you have a good shot, you can basically learn all the other stuff afterwards.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because I mean, and I feel that because like probably the weakest element of my game is my shot. So if I get in a one-on-one with anyone, I lose it every single time. But when I start playing better is when I like just practice living my life, reinforcing what my teammates are doing and just kind of following up like that. But I'm way off anywhere where you guys are. So it's good to kind of hear that because that's a good way of looking at it. The other thing, what do you guys think about at the moment, like from the stuff that I've been kind of looking at, there's a whole heap of competitions that are going on online. I know there's obviously connection issues and that type of stuff and also time issues. But do you think it's worth, once you've kind of worked on your individual play, you've found 3 players to kind of have around you, do you think it's worth just forcing yourself into that competitive environment and just, you know, whether it's the Greater Toronto region that's doing the 4v4 cups, the European Halo League guys are doing a really good job with their 2v2 stuff and have some exciting things coming in the future as well that we can all participate in. Do you think it's a good idea though to kind of get a squad together and then just practice in competition like that as well?
100%.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
competition
100%.
Get your name out there for sure. Yeah, grind.
Like, any advice I can give to players, like to an average player, I would compete in everything, whether it's money 8s, money 2s, like play every scrim you can, fill in for players, like play off different players, play matchmaking all day. Do whatever you can to better yourself as a player, because at the end of the day, it's gonna all add up. Like, me speaking, like, I wasn't too good at the start when I started playing, and all I can say is the grind will pay off. Like, if you have goals set and you start reaching your goals slowly, like, you will eventually start having more confidence in yourself and you'll start getting recognized. But if you sit there and just complain and like don't compete in everything and don't put in the time, you're not going to get anything out of it. Like, set a goal, keep grinding, and you'll get what you deserve. You'll get what you put in, pretty much. Like,
It's got to be a smart grind too. You can't just be jumping on for the fun of
100%.
it.
Yeah,
just
a lot of
grinding
people
all the
hop
time.
on fucking 8s and they're just like, time to shoot my gun, haha. Like, I don't know. And
Yeah.
what pisses me off it's that it contradicts like some of these players' motives. They want to get good and like they say it all this time, but then like they hop in 8s and are like raging at their other teammates, like when they're not even at that step of like
Yeah.
good teamwork and everything. Like, I see in the chat people raging about teammates or rage quitting the game because their teammates or like whatever. But it's like some of these players that are doing it, I don't think should be doing it because they haven't like earned that
Yeah.
like sort of thing yet, you know?
Yeah, so
Honestly,
I think
if you're watching this and you think that could have been aimed at you, it is. And like,
Yeah, probably. There's a lot of people in that teamwork development chat that's probably getting pointed to right now. And I want them to hear it because it's fucking, it's annoying, and it's more of like, I don't care if it's like a good like high tier player, like, you know, getting frustrated obviously because experience and all that shit, like having actual good teamwork, right? But then when people start talking shit about their teammates in 8s and then like I don't know, it just
Yeah,
annoys me.
it's just the attitude and mindset when you're doing anything competitive is really, really important. And I think if you have this attitude that you're better than someone or that someone else is doing the wrong thing, it's only going to hinder you from improving. Like
Exactly, because like half of the people that do complain about their teammates, like, you know, costing and like being stupid, like, dude, you're not doing shit correctly either, you know? Like, there's mistakes that you're doing. It's not just all on them. Like,
Yeah, exactly. If you want to get better at anything, it's self-reflection before anything criticizing anybody else. But
Yeah,
we'll move
just comes
past
back to
that. I
yourself
think
again.
that's some really good points there for everybody to work on, which is, you know, work on your individual play, find 3 players, and then put yourself into a competitive setting as much as possible. Like, that's awesome. If we had more teams doing that consistently, I think it would really help with the level of competition that we've got as well. Because, you know, if you play against more players and put yourself in more situations, the more times that you experience something in game, the easier it is to relate that into other matches and games as well. So that's some really good advice. I wanted to ask you guys, out of like as a team, you guys have been playing really smoothly, even if it is subbing in and out between one player. Who do you guys, like from each other's perspective, who do you reckon is being the standout player in the team?
Recently, I'd say Barcode has been pretty much like dominating everyone. Like, literally, no one can even keep up with him on other teams in terms of slaying and just individual skill. Angus has always been just Angus, to be honest, or all of Halo 5. If you just put him around good plays, he could literally take over maps and start, like, he can literally just dominate. Like, I've seen him dominate. Even in America, when I played with him, he was, I don't know, shitting on some kids, to be honest. And even if he was on a broken controller, like, put him around 3 good teammates, he can do a lot of work. Madzy, Madzy's just Madzy as well. That's the same thing like Angus. Like, Madzy's just always been Madzy. Like, honestly, I'm not even saying this just because I'm like being like a duo with Madzy for like since I first started. But honestly, Madzy has the best shot, and like if he just does what he does and he just plays his game, he could literally be one of the best players in the world. Not even just in Australia, but like in the world. Like, his playstyle, especially for Halo 5, he's scary to verse. I verse Madzy heaps, and Madzy's definitely the scariest player I've versed in this whole region, like hands down. For other players, yeah. Well, for other players, like, I don't know. In terms of standout, like, I feel like everyone's the same. Like, I knew what to expect from that T1 team. Like, I knew Nemesis is gonna come. They're obviously good. They're a good team, but like, I knew that they're not going to be that good. Like people are saying, oh, when Nemesis comes, like this and that, like they're going to be better than you guys. It's like, well, no, like we are good, man. Like people underestimate how good we are. Like I don't know. We're just, like I don't know. I feel like we're the underdogs or whatever. Like those guys have way more experience than us. That T1 team has 7 worlds in like between them. Benno's been to 3 worlds. Nemesis has been to 1, and he's been a pro for like the last 3, 4 years, 5 years or whatever. Junior's got another 3 worlds. Like we've really done nothing. Like we're literally on the come up, and like I just feel like our potential compared to other players is like I feel like we have a lot to prove more than other players, in my honest opinion. Like we haven't reached our full potential. So yeah, I think people miss that just because we've been at the top for a little bit. People miss that like we can get a lot better. So yeah, that's just my take on it.
Yeah, Angus, what do you reckon? Who do you reckon out of you guys has been the standout player?
Yeah, I'd say Barcode's been a slaying powerhouse. In these cups we've been playing anyway.
Yeah.
Even in scrims, like just
just
fragging out.
He's just consistently the best player I'd say in our team, and then I mean Madzy hardly plays. He's got work, but
yeah. The awesome thing about watching you guys as a team though is like I try to watch from the mainstream, like from Halo Australia's stream, from everybody's perspective. And the real interesting thing about this, no matter whose perspective you're on, everyone's doing something. You know what I mean? Like there's not one big playmaker. I mean, like you guys are all really, really talented, and so you might be watching Ali's stream, for example, and he's just playing supportive role really, really awesomely, while you've got something else happening. You can just see in the kill feed that you've got another duo off somewhere working really well, and you're kind of like, Ali's not even in that play, but that's, you know what I mean? Like it's just so awesome to kind of watch because you guys, exactly what's going on.
Still helping.
Kind of backing each other up really well. So
it's just the skill level, honestly. I think our skill compared to other teams just shows, especially in Halo 5, like our skill is way too high. I don't think you can put 4 players together that can keep up with our skill. Like that's just my opinion in terms of ANZ. Like, and then it's just like the more experience we get, we're just gonna get better and better and better. Like I don't know, as we get older, I feel like we're just gonna get a lot more consistent, and we're gonna start pushing overseas teams a lot further. Like we're gonna do a lot better once we get that confidence in ourselves.
Like we're still like the youngest players.
We're literally still in the process of learning. Like literally, we're still young. I just turned 22. Angus is literally 19. Barcode is gonna turn 19. Madzy's 21. Like Keegan's even young as well. Like Keegan's like gonna be really good too. Like he's still young. He's got a lot of potential. But like we're still in the process of learning. Like we've still got years and years to still learn, and improve. So yeah, this is why I've like stuck with these guys, especially Madzy and Angus and Barcode as well. I've always really liked Barcode. But like, I've always just trusted these guys. Like, I know what they're capable of, and I've seen what they can do against the best players in the world. So yeah, that's why I love playing with these guys, and I believe in them that we can become a pro team and like eventually push for like I don't know, top 8, top 6 in the future. Like,
top 1, man, top 1.
Top 1. Oh, yeah, once we get top A, we can start talking about.
That's it, man.
That's our goal, top 8, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I believe in these boys for sure that we can do really well.
Yeah. No, that's super realistic to have as well, to winner's mentality, to kind of have all right, checkpoint is top 8, and then how do we get better from there? It should always be that kind of consistent grind as well to kind of keep getting better as well. So. Outside of you guys as a team, was there anyone that kind of stood out? Was there anyone that you went up against as an individual player that you were kind of like that you think is either improving or that played really well in the tournament?
Ninjestics.
Yeah, I think probably honestly improved the most as of recently. Oh, my mate's just calling me fucking what the fuck.
Outside of the top 2 teams, yes, I can definitely see Reese. People saying Reese, but I honestly feel like Snaky hasn't been given the right opportunity. Like I honestly reckon Snaky is just as good as the players on the top 2 team. I feel like if you just put him in that team, like around that level of team for a few months, like a couple months, 2-3 months, he'll be just as good as those guys, if not better. Like Snaky's potential is high too. He's got the skill. he's just a bit inconsistent because he's just like, I don't know, the team that he's on right now don't believe in themselves, I feel like, and it stuffs up his mental game. Otherwise, yeah, I could see Reese, Snaky, trying to think of who else that's like improved. I would say Snaky and Reese, in my opinion,
Awesome.
outside of the top two teams.
Have you got anyone in your opinion?
Going back to that question about who's the, like, as a team, who's standing out player. I think, yeah, watching from the sideline, you know, everyone's just been playing well. Ali's just doing his thing. And I've said this for ages, like Ali's like the best multitasker I've ever seen that's ever played Halo. But and then Angus just dipsy doodling, doing his thing as well. And then yeah, Barcode, just absolute slaying machine, the green machine. And then I appreciate Vampt for filling. He's just an incredible player, knows what he's doing, beast. And but yeah, everyone, yeah, watching, like I said, watching from the sideline, everyone's playing really well. And yeah, keep it up, boys.
Yeah, awesome.
And then, sorry, what'd you say about who's a standout player?
Yeah. Outside of you guys, you notice is it that you kind of go up against? And you're like, fuck, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Ali. Yeah, Reese and Snakey and Ingestix, they're improving a lot. Yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, awesome, and that's good. That like we want those players to get a little bit of a shout out because it's all that motivation. If someone hears that the best team in the comp is saying that you're improving, then it's just that little bit more motivation to keep pushing and try a little bit harder. Because you know, we all know like it's such a hard time for Halo to convince yourself that it's worth pushing through and getting better at. But the people that are doing it now and taking the time out to do these interviews and putting the time into play 8s and going to these comps and improve are the ones that are going to be standing out coming into a new game. So that's good.
Also, like adding on to that, it's like I don't think the people realize like what's going to happen in the next game if they haven't been playing a Halo like recently or like been playing like at all. Like I think a lot of people think it's just going to be like the start of Halo 5, where it's just going to be like I don't know, because honestly I feel like with Infinite dropping, the current players that are playing right now and trying to get better, like let's say top 3 guys, like teams, I'd like safely bet my money on that they will be top 4 next game as well.
Yeah, 100%. No matter who comes back. And I think that kind of shows between the first comp and the second comp. There are a lot of people that kind of have been playing Halo 3 this whole time, playing MCC, and went, all right, we'll jump in and play some Halo 5, like, and we'll be pretty decent. And they just didn't even compare to any of the teams that have been playing Halo 5 the whole time. So, you know, in the talking that I've been doing with some of the other orgs, but also some of the other like governing bodies, I guess you could call them, for Halo in different parts of the world. They're all waiting to kind of see some of this announcement for Infinite in the next few months, and if you get any kind of gameplay indication of how it's going to play. I personally can't see it going back to classic Halo, so I think it's really good to be focusing on Halo 5. That's just an opinion. I've got no inside knowledge. Because the way the games work is they've always going to be progressive. I can't see it going backwards. And if it does, it's still not going to feel like Halo 3 again. So people need to get...
Yeah, 100%.
People don't understand also, like, Halo 3 is a game that's 13 years old, right? Like, a lot of people know how to play that game. Honestly, like, Halo 5, out of all Halos, I haven't compared any other Halo, but I can just see it, and from what I've seen pros say, like, Halo 5 is the hardest game to learn, and it makes you as an overall player. Like, you need to be good in every aspect of the game. Like, Halo 3, you can literally get away with being, like, just good with teamwork and, like, I don't know, like decent individually, and you can still like place well. In Halo 5, you need to be overall on top of everything. You need to be on top of your toes, and in Halo 5 takes a lot more preparation as a team to do well against other teams. Because if you're not ready and you're not on your feet, you're gonna get 3-0'd in 20 minutes. Like Halo 3, I feel like I don't know. I don't know. People have like these weird egos from like Halo 3 and stuff. It's like, bro, like the game's 13 years old, and I don't know. I just feel like people need to start playing Halo 5 because Infinite's going to be more like Halo 5 than is like Halo 3. Like, you might as well go play Halo 1 or Halo 2. Like, bro, I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think it's just hard because, like, I find Halo 5, as someone that loves the game and I want to play more, I find Halo 5 really difficult to play, even just at a matchmaking perspective. Like, I feel like there's no way for me to get into the game and just kind of enjoy it. Like, it's like,
If you play it enough, bro, you'll be fine, honestly. Like, if you're good at other Halos, if you just play Halo 5 for 3-4 months straight, like, you'll be fine. Like, just theater on your own, theater up a couple of mates, like, just improve your individual skill and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I think lots of people need to kind of have that. I mean, I'm not too focused on getting better at the game at the moment. I'd rather do whatever I can outside the game to give you guys an opportunity to get better coming into Infinite, and that's really what my focus is on. I want to open up the opportunities for you guys that are in the call right now, but anyone else that's watching it as well. Like, man, we're going to do some big things in Infinite. Fred and I have got a whole heap of plans. I don't know if you won't be able to see any of this stuff, but like, I literally have got fucking notes and shit right here from some plans that we've got kind of hopefully in the next like month or two, and we're going to do some things that I don't think there's any org in any game are doing it. So some big things that hopefully everyone will get hyped for, and it'll just kind of help to push that little competitive edge. But I don't want to go on too much longer because it's good to kind of keep these at about half an hour, just as an interview. I really appreciate your time, guys. Is there anything that you guys wanted to add individually, or any questions that you have for me before we finish up?
Just a shout out. We're gonna do a shout out. Shout out to Divine Mind and shout out to Halo Australia for like doing all this stuff for us. Because without them, we probably wouldn't be grinding and we would be a bit behind. So this at least makes us improve slowly. It's small steps, but it's still better than nothing. Like, it keeps us on our toes. And yeah, so I appreciate that from you guys. And hopefully we get what we deserve in Infinite. Like, hopefully we get some big stuff, and hopefully everyone in ANZ can get what they want. So there's no excuses. Like, you know, the top players can go and verse the best players in the world, and everyone else in ANZ outside of top 2 or whatever it is get to play for something every day or every week. So that'd be nice to see. Hopefully that happens.
Let's keep getting these numbers up for these comps, actually, because I mean, it's still quarantine. You know, come support Halo, come support your region. The more people we get, the more eyes we get on us, the better it will be for sponsors, even grassroots, blah blah blah. Just even like, I don't know, man. Like, some people might not have that competitive drive and might just want to play for fun. That's fine. Like, but shout out to everyone that actually has been playing. I respect the Halo 3 players that have been playing Halo 5 as well. 100%. And I respect the Halo 5 players that play Halo 3. Like, we love Halo, you know, like, Halo's Halo, and we just want to see it live here in this fucking region. So, appreciate everyone.
That's well said. Well said, Barcode. Completely agree. Keegan or Madzy or Angus, do you guys have anything you want to add in as well? Or any questions?
Just wanted to say thank you to Divine Mind and Halo Show for running these awesome comps. Yeah, without you guys, we literally wouldn't be playing, and you guys are an awesome job.
Yeah. Sweet. Is there anything you want to see from us, or is there any ideas or anything you've got for things that we could do that you reckon would help the community at all?
Maybe sometime after, because isn't there there's another Halo 5 Cup after the Halo 3 one, is it?
Yep.
Last one. I'm not sure if you guys have anything planned to do, like a twos comp or something like that, just to like keep us playing something.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Really?
An all-star match and stream it, I think.
All-star match, yeah. State of Origin or something again. Get that actually.
Yeah, that'd be hectic.
That actually.
Victoria would win. We would win.
Where's my Queenslanders at?
Yeah. I'm from Queensland when I'm in Australia, but no, awesome. I like that. We've got. There's going to be plenty though, so you guys don't have to worry about as far as competitions coming from us. We've got. Literally, we've got a roadmap plan between here and Infinite, and there's not going to be a time where there's not something happening. So you guys can be pretty amped for that, regardless of what it is. There's always going to be, the day of the last Halo 5 comp is when we're announcing the next thing that we're doing. So,
awesome.
Yeah, so you guys you'll get to go straight from finishing up, hopefully. With the dominating 3-0 performance in the competitions, and then have something else to kind of get psyched for. there's going to be some variations though. We wanted to do this the way that it was done so that you could get some really established good teams together, but the future comps might be a little bit different in kind of how they break down. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So it'll be exciting. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for your time. Everyone that's watching, thank you so much for tuning in for the third interview. Finally got your first place champions in here to have a chat with as well. Hopefully we'll be chatting to them again after the next competition. If there's anything that we didn't talk about, if there are any questions that you wanted asked that I didn't ask, if you want to know anything about these guys, the easiest way to do it is to either leave it in the comments, tweet at us, jump on Instagram. We've been slowly growing our following on all of those things, and we want to make sure that the more attention that we get, the more of these competitions that we can do, the more ability that we have to kind of reach out to sponsors and make sure that we can put it straight back into you guys. I know that it probably doesn't need to be said, but I'm going to say it. Fred and I aren't making any money from this whatsoever, and we have no intention to make money from this at this point in time. So all of the effort, time, all of the competition, all of the money, or the marketing, or the advertising that we put into it is coming straight out of our money. I know that you guys appreciate it, so I'm not saying it to impress you, but to impress upon you that if you want to help out in any way, it's just to share our social medias to make sure that we get more eyeballs on Divine Minds and on Halo in Australia, and it lets us have a larger platform to do more for you guys, for everybody in Halo Australia. So thank you again for your time. Thank you for watching. Before we go, boys, any final things you want to say? Any way you want to wrap it up?
Nope. Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
See you boys in the last Halo 5 Cup.
Yeah.